Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Revealing the Narc. I'm so happy and excited that you're here. Please like and subscribe if this content is interesting to you. Please share with your friends if you think they will like this content. And yeah, today I wanted to talk about something that happened in April of 2023. So early in the month of April, Prince Harry announced and Buckingham Palace announced that he would be going to King Charles's coronation by himself and without Meghan and the kids. And then cut to the end of April, April 24th actually, and Prince Harry and Meghan attended a basketball game and they were featured on the Jumbotron. When they were featured on the Jumbotron, once Harry realizes it, he goes in to kiss Meghan, and Meghan laughingly covers her lips so he doesn't get to kiss her. And he ends up looking quite embarrassed and humiliated. And then Meghan reached out with her arm in a comforting gesture. So let's look at that video really quick. So you see Harry smiling. Meghan was covering her mouth when the video began. He goes in for a kiss and she blocks her mouth. She's laughing and she reaches out with her arm to console him. And Harry makes this like grimaced, embarrassed face. And we've actually seen that face before. Maybe I'll put a clip of that later on in this video. He does it when he's embarrassed. So I wasn't able to find the raw video, but I did find Royal Rogue's interpretation of it. So I will hopefully remember to put a link to Royal Rogue's analysis of that other video. And that other video was during the Commonwealth Day. In 2019, Meghan was pregnant with Archie at the time, and they were getting ready to leave. Harry was in conversation with two other people. Meghan wanted to leave. So she taps him on the back, interrupts his conversation, and he turns to the couple he's talking to and he makes that same face like he made in the Jumbotron video. And actually, I don't think it's a face that he's embarrassed. It's more a face of, oh my gosh, I'm in trouble. I better behave myself. So I take back my previous interpretation that it's embarrassment. It's not. It's fear that I'm in trouble. In my opinion, what happened here is that Meghan is upset about what's going to happen with the king's coronation. And this is just my interpretation of it. And there are a couple of reasons why I believe she was trying to humiliate Harry, because when I watched that video, the actions that Meghan is portraying are to humiliate Harry. So I think the first is control. So she wants to assert her dominance. So she covers her face. And then she notices that Harry is upset and she maybe thinks she's gone too far. So then she reaches out her other hand to rub his arm. I think another thing could be attention seeking. She's trying to create a dramatic moment to bring the spotlight back to her and fulfill her need for validation. I think also she could be projecting her own feelings of inadequacy onto Harry and using humiliation as a distraction. And she's sending these mixed signals to kind of buffer the impact of her action of blocking her face. So as I was talking about this, I remembered that time in 1992 when Princess Diana dodged Prince Charles' kiss. And this was around the time that their separation was announced. So I'm not saying that Princess Diana was a narcissist. I don't believe she was. I think she was a beautiful, wonderful lady, and she was human with faults. But we also know that Meghan cosplays Princess Diana all the time, and she could have been influenced by this infamous dodge of a kiss. I wanted to also talk about in general about why narcissists may humiliate their partners. And it could be due to three things. The first are power dynamics. Humiliating a partner reinforces the power imbalance and it makes the narcissist feel superior. The second is emotional manipulation. By humiliating their partner, a narcissist might elicit feelings of guilt or confusion, and it keeps their partner emotionally dependent. And finally, they are validating through contrast. So by putting their partner down, they elevate their own status and they use humiliation as a way to validate themselves. One thing I wanted to mention is that someone who is in a narcissistic relationship is in a roller coaster. Usually the narcissistic cycle is that they love bomb you, then they devalue you and they discard you. What happens to the victim of narcissistic abuse is that their brain gets used to these dopamine rushes during the love bombing stage, and then slowly they end up becoming addicted to it. And basically, in my belief, narcissistic relationships and narcissistic abuse results in the victim becoming addicted to the attention from the narcissist. Unfortunately, what happens over time during these relationships is that the love bombing time becomes less and less while the devalued time becomes more and more. So what happens is over time, the person that's being devalued loses so much self-esteem and they're just hoping for that little rush of the love bomb again. So they hang on and they wait and they wait and they wait for that love bombing stage. Another thing I believe is that when people tell you when you've been in emotionally abusive relationship that you should wait before you get into another relationship or you'll end up in the same position, I believe that's true because the brain gets used to that addiction, that roller coaster. So when you meet someone that's healthy, it's not attractive to you because you're not getting those extreme highs and extreme lows that you're used to when you were with your previous partner. So just as a recap, my opinion about this event and the clip that we saw is that Meghan's ego was bruised when she realized she would not be attending the coronation and that life didn't revolve around her. So in order to gain some of her power back, she had to humiliate Harry in some way that makes her feel more in control, more in power, and she feels validated that she was able to humiliate him. So what she does during this kiss is she blocks her face, and that way she is in control of the physical intimacy and their image to the public. And then she realizes, I think, that she may have gone too far, and that's why she reaches out and comforts him with her other hand by rubbing his arm. If this behavior is done enough, it could cause the partner to feel like they're walking on eggshells because there's this contrast between I'm rejecting you, we're not having physical intimacy, to reaching out and touching him. It's incredibly confusing and manipulative to the victim of narcissistic abuse. I also think that this behavior is a hallmark of the devaluing stage. So it's definitely not love bombing because they are not lovey-dovey, they are not romantic. And it's not the discard yet because they're still together. So in my opinion, at that moment in time, she was continuously devaluing him. I know I just said that I don't think it was the discard yet because they're not physically broken up, but I want to take that back. There are a lot of times that a discard will happen without a physical breakup. So what will happen is that the narcissistic person will become so cold and emotionally detached that it's almost equivalent to a physical breakup. In my experience, a discard like this is gaslighting because in my experience, when that happened to me, I didn't quite understand. Like, this person still wants to be with me. We still go out on dates. But he was not there. He was emotionally completely, he had discarded me. So it rattles your sense of what's true and what's not true. And in my experience, I would ask my partner, is anything wrong? What's going on? And the response would always be, everything is fine. Everything is fine, but it's not fine. You feel it in your gut. You know that things are not right. Anyways, I think I may have talked too much about this today. Let me know what you all think. Please leave comments. I'm interested in knowing if any of you have experienced this. I hope you haven't. It really is an awful, awful situation to be in. Just as a reminder, please like and subscribe. If you are enjoying this content, please share it with your friends. It helps boost the algorithm. And a side effect of that is it helps me with my self-esteem a little bit to know that you find this content interesting and hopefully it's helpful to you. So anyways, I hope you all have a great day. Thank you. Bye.